Next activity is you're going to, again, prepare a multi-step approach to statement of comprehensive income with the following accounts in the book of the company. Note that the items below are included in the statement of financial position. So, meaning to say, dito mayroong pampagulo. Okay? Only include those accounting title that belong to the statement of comprehensive income. Okay? Take note of this one. Very tricky yan. So, nandiyan na rin naman yung format. Okay? Next. Since there is an answer key there, of course, be honest. Do not look at the answer key yet. I want you to self-check your work. If you can find any miscorrect or incorrect answer, please inform me agad and we will look into it. So, hindi naman lahat ng answer key ay tama. Gusto kong paganahin nyo rin ang utak ninyo. Okay? Yan. You will do this activity after my session. Agad-agad. Kasi medyo madami-dami to class. Okay? Para ma-check nyo na kaagad. And we also have a rubrics for those activities na walang answer key. Now, let's proceed to our discussion. So the statement of comprehensive income, I already told you that the elements of the statement of the comprehensive income are as follows. Income are increases in economic benefit during the period in the form of inflows of asset or decreases of liability that result in increases in equity, other than those relating to investment by the business owners. Income includes both revenue, which is the rises in the course of the ordinary activities of a business, and is referred to by a variety of different names, including sales, lalo na if your business is merchandising, fees, lalo na if your business is service business, interest, if you have an income earned when you save in the bank, dividends, okay, royalties, and of course, rent income if you own a space that you would like others to be rented. Revenue earned by a service business from rendering services is referred to as service fees. So for example, sometimes it is called professional fees. For example, if you are a doctor, you're a lawyer, you're a teacher, and you are rendering your tutorial service. Okay? You may ask for a service fee to your client. Revenue earned by a merchandising business from its sales of goods is referred to as sales revenue or simply sales. Okay? Gains represent other items that meet the definition of income and may or may not arise in the course of the ordinary activities of entity. So, the second element of the statement of comprehensive income are expenses. Kasi take note, in a simple income statement, there are only two elements that you need to remember. income, and expenses. So 2, expenses. Expenses are decreases in economic benefit during the period in the form of outflows or depletion of assets or increase of liabilities that result in increases in equity other than those relating to distributions to the business owners. So there are methods of presentation of expenses in the statement of performance. Number 1 is the nature of expense method. Number 2, function of expense method or cost of sales method. Excuse me, class. So the major categories of expenses under function of expense method is number 1, cost of sales, or sometimes it is called cost of goods sold. Okay. 2, distribution costs or selling expense. These are costs attributable to selling activities. 3, general and administrative expenses. So these are expenses are not directly related to the merchandising function of the company, but are necessary for the business to operate effectively. Okay? So meaning to say, these are expenses na, for example, yung, di ba meron tayong operating expenses. Ayan, di ba? Hindi talaga siya directly kasama doon sa business, pero kailangan siya. Okay? Para makapag-operate ng maayos yung business. For other expenses included losses like casualty losses and losses on sale of properties. 5, interest expenses. These are under the finance cost. 6, income tax expenses. Okay? Format of statement of comprehensive income. Number 1, the single-step approach. Commonly used by service concern in this format, all expenses incurred are deducted from income earned in order to obtain the net income period. Sorry for that. Let's continue. Nasaan na tayo? So when you say single-step approach, it is commonly used by service concern. In this format, all expenses incurred are deducted from income earned in order to obtain the net income of the period. 2 is the multi-step approach. There are several steps needed in order to arrive at the company's net income, commonly used in merchandising and manufacturing concerned business. So anyway, class, these are just some of the terms that you need to understand and you need to memorize. Later on, you will truly understand this different accounting title if we are going to apply it in a problem approach. Meaning kasi I'm going to give you a problem, an example problem, then we will solve it. Okay? At first, I'm going to give you all the accounting titles. Then later on, you will think of what kind of accounting titles are you going to use. Pero I think it is much better na given na muna yung mga accounting titles sa mga siguro first 2 activities ninyo. Okay? This will be given an extra activity. Okay? Yung kanina, dun sa activities ninyo, parang practice lang ninyo. Kaya kailangan ko madaliin para at least you still have time to do it. Okay? 2, compose of contra revenue called contra because it is on the opposite side of the sales account. The sales account is on the credit side while the reduction to sales account are on the debit side. This is contrary to the normal balance of the sales or revenue account. So kung sa, di ba meron tayong contra assets? Alam sa statement of financial position. So in the statement of comprehensive income, we had the contra revenue naman. Okay? Kasi pag sinabing contra, kung ang normal balance ng isang account is on the credit side, yung contra niya nasa debit side. Okay? Kung debit side naman yung normal balance niya, yung contra account niya is nasa credit side. Next is sales returns. So these are some of the examples of the contra revenue. Sales returns, this account is debited in order to record returns of customers or allowances for such returns. Sales return occur when customers return their products for reasons such as but not limited to defect or change of preference. So there are times, diba, when we buy a product, then we found out that there's a defect, then usually we return this kind of product. Okay? So ito yung sales return allowances. May mga ganun sila. Kung naalala niyo po sa inyong business mathematics, di ba? Sometimes we return an item if we do not want the color or we receive a color that is not what we have ordered. Diba? So ito po yun. Bakit siya belong sa losses? Kasi remember, si customer, pinadala ulit yung item, sagot natin. Depende kasi. Depende sa pinag-usapan yung FOB shipping point or FOB destination. I hope you have learned it from your accounting one or somewhat heard it from your other major subjects. Do you still remember or have you heard the term FOB shipping point and FOB destination? Do you heard that, class? Pasensya na. Marami ka man nag-online. Ang pinakamaingay yung sa grade 1. Nawala ako. Hello? Oh, very good. Aka na, anak.
Pakiulit po.
Have you heard of the term FOB destination and FOB shipping point?
Mami, look, merong ganito pa. Ito, bitso.
Video ko para ma-review natin yung pinag-usapan. Anyone?
Yan po ba yung parang freight in, gano'n po ba? Parang
Yes,
na-encounter.
yes. Yes. Freight in, freight out. Natatandaan ba? Kasi very significant yan, class, in accounting. Lalo na if your business is merchandising business. Kasi kung hindi, I will prepare another session for that. I will include some of the, siguro before we start next week, we will discuss it. Pero I will also try to browse the whole presentation here in FAB2 if matatakal natin yon. Kasi very significant siya in a way na magbabago kasi ang computation nyo, lalo na kung iba yung terms, kung FOB destination bang nilagay or FOB shipping point. Kasi nakadepende yan eh. Kung kanino or sino ang liable, kung sino ang magre-record ng expenses in terms, for example, is transportation expense, mga ganon. Okay? Narinig nyo na or hindi pa? Yes or no lang ang kailangan ko, class? Hindi pa. Narinig na. So, Brex, since narinig mo na, do you know the difference between the two?
Basta ang alam ko sa shipment po yan, hindi ko lang po ma-differentiate kung saan po dun yung nagbayad yung customer or yung seller po mismo yung nagbayad. Ganun.
Sige. So, I'll make it point. Paki-remind ako na before we discuss the next topic, which is the statement of owner's equity. Hindi ko lang alam kung matatakon na rin natin ngayon yung statement of owner's equity. Depende sa bilis ng pagdi-discuss ko. Sa ganun, we have an extra time to discuss other subjects, other topic that hindi pa na-discuss sa inyo ng accounting 1. Kasi ang hirap kasi, class, na kulang kasi kayo doon sa accounting 1. Although, dito puro mga definition lang tayo. Wala pa kayong actually application.
Merong online class na meron kang print.
Opo. Sige, yung module. Sige, doon na, anak. I-print na daw. Hindi ko pa naharap yung grade 1 kong anak. Anyway, so yon, let's continue. So, bakit part of the contra revenue is the sales return? So, for example nga, when you turn an item, automatic gagastos, depende sa terms. So, kung FOB shipping point or FOB destination, depende kung si buyer ba o si seller ang mag-shoulder or kailan ba i-shoulder ni customer or kailan ba liable na si buyer sa expenses ng transportation expense in terms na kapag merong return. Kaya siya nagiging contra revenue kasi nababawasan yung income mo. Diba? Lalo na kung ikaw yung seller, tapos mayroon kong sales return, automatic, sa'yo yung minus. Pero pwede naman kasi, depende nga sa agreement, kung FOB shipping point or FOB destination, depende sa agreement na nasa contract ninyo, if pwedeng si seller mo na magbabayad, pero is-shoulder pa rin ni buyer. I mean, i-refund ni buyer, parang ganon. Okay? Ayan. So, sales discount, this is where discounts given to customers who pay early are recorded. Net sales equals sales less sales returns and sales discount. So, usually, meron tayong tinatawag na cash discount, right? So, parang similar to sa ganito class. If you heard it in your business mathematics, I think naituro yung sa business math ninyo mga 3 discounts. Okay? So, this is just one sample of discount. Okay? Sales discount. Ang tawag kasi nga, buy and sell ang business niya. So, if you want to get sales discount, you need to pay early. Advance payment. Okay? Kaya nga, iba rin yung kapag bumili ka ng marami. Di ba? Kaya nga sinasabi natin na kapag mas malaki ang industry or mas malaki ang company mo, more or less, malaki din or bultuhan din ang pagbili mo ng supplies. Ng mga ganon. So, usually, for one of the strategies of the supplier, or if you are the supplier, one of the strategies of the business owner na nagbebenta or nagsusupply sa'yo is of course to give you a discount. Kasi mas prefer ng mga owner of course na cash agad ang ma-receive. Hindi yung may terms pa tayo na ako parang consignment. So sa supplier, hindi maganda yung consignment. Kasi saka pa lang nila makukuha yung yung cash. 'Di ba? Siguro kung kayo naman yung business nyo is kayo yung magsusupply, hindi maganda sa inyo na sa kanyo nare-receive yung cash. Diba? Pero, kung agad-agad yung nare-receive ang cash class, of course, dahil ganun klase yung customer mo, you give discount. And if the customer also pays in advance, sometimes, if you not cash discount, you give them a freebies, add-ons, yan. Just to give, kumbaga, reward for being a loyal customer. So, may mga ganun tayo. May mga benefit yung customer natin. Okay? 2.3 is the cost of goods sold. Okay? Cost of goods sold, this account represents the actual cost of merchandise that the company was able to sell during the year. So for example, if you have, can you give me anything, a product? Class. So anyway, kung magkano nyo mismo nabili yung product na yon? For example, Lapi, may sari-sari store ka kunwari, tapos bumili ka ng sardinas. Tapos yung cost ng sardinas na yun is 13 pesos. That is your cost of goods sold. Okay? Kung maingay, may online class ako. You get your excuse. Ayan. Okay? Next is cost of goods sold. This account represent the actual cost of tapos na pala to. beginning inventory. So beginning inventory, this is the amount. This is the amount of inventory at the beginning of the accounting period. This is also the amount of ending inventory from the previous period. So usually, when you start a business, zero pa yung nakalagay dito sa beginning inventory class. Okay? So, by the end of the accounting period, for example, naka 1 year ka na, kung ano po yung natira doon sa inventory mo, yun yung magiging beginning inventory mo naman to the next accounting period. Later on, makikita natin kapag meron ng example. Okay? Purchases. Amount of goods bought during the current accounting period. So, purchase discount. Account used to record early payments by the company to the suppliers of merchandise. Okay? This is how buyers see a sales discount given to them by a supplier. So, purchase discount. Okay? So, usually, ito yung mga cash discount. So, dito, nasa buyer point of view naman tayo, class. If you are the buyer, you are not the seller. Kanina, sales discount if you are the seller. You give sales discount to your customer. Ngayon, if you are the buyer, you receive a purchase discount. Meaning to say, dahil sa advance ka na nagbayad, instead na 20,000, you get a 10% or a 20% discount. Purchase discount ang tawag doon. So, dito naman, di ba meron tayong sales returns if you are the seller. Kabaliktaran naman nun, if you are the buyer, you have a purchase returns. Okay? Meaning to say, ikaw mismo yung nagbalik. Okay? Purchase returns account used to record merchandise returned by the company to their supplier. This is how buyers see a sales return recorded by their supplier. Okay? Take note, buyer. Ayan. So, ito na yung nababanggit. Freight in. Buti naman, nababanggit siya. But I'm also going to show, you can search it in YouTube naman para at least may maganda akong ano dun eh. Siguro I will show it later on. May magandang parang visualization para minsan kasi pag words hindi nyo masyadong nauunawaan. Mas maganda kung mas ma-visualize nyo yung pagkakaiba ng freight in, freight out, FOB destination, FOB shipping point. Okay? So, freight in, this account is used to record transportation costs of merchandise purchased by the company. Called freight in because this is recorded when goods are transported into the company. Okay? Ending inventory, amount of inventory presented in the statement of financial position, total cost of inventory unsold at the end of the accounting cycle. So, these are the example of the single-step approach. Ayan. Take note, we just combine the income, the gains, total income, less the expenses, all the expenses, total, then you subtract. If the income is higher, then you get a net income after tax. Meron kasing before tax. Okay, so yung gross profit niya is 457. Add other income, 5. Net income before tax is 462. Less income tax, 45,500. So there is also a way on how to compute the tax due. Class, naituro naman sa business math niya, di ba? Using the, train law class, So, yun. So, please review your business mathematics na lang. Okay? Kasi doon naman na kino-compute. So, usually, when you have, ang nagde-determine kung magkano yung babayaran mo dito, lalo na kapag nagre-renew ka ng business. Kunwari sa munisipyo, yan. Okay? Kung magkanong assessment. So, may naman kasi, mayroong tayong ina-apply kung ilang, dati di ba, pinaka-maximum 32. Wala kasi PowerPoint presentation dito para sana sa training, no? Para at least makita ninyo kung ano yung mga pagbabago. So anyway, ilan sa mga pagbabago kung dati, for example, for yung income tax ng a single person, automatic may deductions na tayo 50,000. And for every what do you call this? For every anak natin, ang tawag doon, for every beneficiaries, okay? Na, for example, if you have a son or a daughter below 18 years old, yon, may 20 to 25,000 sila na exemptions, okay? So that ends our statement of comprehensive income. Siguro before I discuss the statement of changes in equity, supposed to be, this is for next week, pero siguro ibanggitin na natin para at least more on activities na rin din tayo, okay? And yeah. Let me show you the difference between freight in and freight out. FOB destination, FOB shipping point. Medyo mabagal lang siya. Okay? May nakikita na ba? Wait lang.
Hello guys, our topic today is about transportation costs. So, di-discuss natin yung apat na terms, FOB destination.
May nakikita na class? So, there's a possibility na ma-delay yung pag-flash ng video Paki na lang.
Hello guys, our topic today is about transportation costs. So, di-discuss natin yung apat na terms, FOB destination versus FOB shipping point, freight prepaid versus freight collect. So, when merchandise is shipped by a common carrier, okay, example ng common carrier is a tracking entity, or it can be an airline, or minsan a shipping line. So, the carrier prepares a freight bill in accordance with the instruction of the party making the shipping arrangements. So, the freight bill designates which party shoulders the cost. Sino daw ba dapat ang shoulder? Si seller daw ba o si buyer? So, dito meron tayong dalawang freight terms, FOB destination at FOB shipping point. The freight bill also designates whether the shipment is freight prepaid or freight collect. So makikita nyo dyan, there are four terms, FOB destination and FOB shipping point, then freight prepaid and freight collect. So pag-aaralan natin itong apat na terms. So FOB shipping point versus FOB destination. So ano bang ibig sabihin ng FOB? FOB is an abbreviation for free on board. So may dalawa tayong freight terms, yung FOB shipping point and FOB destination. Ito talaga yung kanilang usapan between the buyer and the seller. So ano yung FOB shipping point? In FOB shipping point, the buyer shoulders the shipping costs. So take note si buyer ang nag-shoulder ng shipping cost. At dahil si buyer ang nag-shoulder ng shipping cost, si buyer ay dapat mag-debit ng freight in or transportation in.
Take note of the
So,
accounting title
saan
that you're
natin
going to use.
makikita si freight in or transportation in sa ating income statement? Makikita natin siya sa cost of sales section. Dinadagdag natin ito sa net purchases to arrive at the net cost of purchases. Kasi ang effect ni freight in or transportation in is dinadagdagan niya ang ating cost of sales. Under FOB shipping point pa rin, ownership of the goods passes from seller to the buyer when the inventory leaves the seller's place of business or ito yung tinatawag nating shipping point. So, yung ownership ng goods, malilipat lamang siya from seller to buyer kapag ang inventory ay nakaalis na sa place ni seller. Kaya nga, while the goods are still in transit, the buyer already owns the goods. So sa FOB shipping point, habang binabiyahe, yun ang ibig sabihin ng in transit, ang pag-aari ng goods ay nailipat na kay buyer. Ano naman sa FOB destination? In FOB destination, the seller bears the shipping cost. Kasi seller ang dapat mag-shoulder ng shipping cost. At dahil siya ang dapat mag-shoulder, dapat mag-debit siya ng freight out or transportation out. So saan natin makikita si freight out or transportation out sa ating income statement? Makikita natin siya sa operating expenses section. So in FOB destination, the title passes only when the goods are received by the buyer at the point of destination. So malilipat lamang ownership kapag nakarating na kay buyer ang mga goods. So habang binabiyahe or while in transit, the seller is still the owner of the goods. So i-illustrate natin siya. Dito makikita natin kapag FOB shipping point, o sinong dapat magbayad ng freight cost? Si buyer. Kapag FOB destination, si seller. Sino naman ang may-ari? From this illustration, makikita natin that in FOB shipping point, ownership passes to the buyer kailan at the point of shipment habang inaalis sa place of business ni seller. In FOB destination naman, ownership passes to buyer kailan kapag nakarating na sa place ni buyer. Punta tayo sa freight prepaid versus freight collect. Ano tong mga to? Kasi ang iba nalilito dito. So both refer.
So I need to stop it first para at least to check whether you understand first the difference between the two terms, which is the FOB destination and the FOB shipping point. Naintindihan po ba yung dalawa? Class? Anyone? Maliwanag na po ba yung dalawa or hindi? Or masyadong mabilis ba yung video or not? Hello? Naririnig po ba ako? Yes, Mary Jane? Siguro try to have a screenshot of this one. Ito lang yun eh. Yan. At saka yan. Yan. So dito, pag sinabing FOB destination, who pays the freight or the transportation cost? It is the buyer. But, pag sinabing FOB destination, si seller naman ang nagbabayad. Shipping point, buyer. Destination, seller. Sino naman ang magmamayari ng item? Pag sinabing shipping point, ang may-ari pa rin ng item ay si seller kapag nasa premises pa niya. Pero once na nailipat na dito sa carrier, automatic kay buyer na yon. Dito naman, saka pa lang magiging pagmamay-ari ni buyer if itong item ay naibigay na or dumating na mismo sa lugar niya. Nakuha? Meaning to
Ma'am,
say,
both po ba sila sa ano, ma'am? Sa expense account po ba?
yes. Okay?
Thank you po.
Kasi madadagdag yan sa transportation cost ninyo. Lalo na kung kayo yung magso-shoulder. Diba? So, madadagdag yan. So, let's proceed to the freight prepaid and versus freight collect. O, alam niyo na pag sinabing prepaid, advance payment. Okay?
So both refer to, punta tayo sa freight prepaid versus freight collect. Ano tong mga to? Kasi ang iba nalilito dito. So both refer to freight payment. Ito yung sino ba nagbayad. So specifically, the terms refer to who is paying for the freight shipping. Si seller ba or si buyer? So pag freight prepaid, ang ibig sabihin nito, si seller pays the transportation cost before shipping the goods sold. So pag freight prepaid, ang nagbayad ay si seller. Kapag freight collect, the freight entity collects from the buyer. So therefore, kapag freight collect, ang nagbayad ay si buyer. So, ang tanong dito, alin ba ang masusunod? Freight prepaid or freight collect or FOB destination, FOB shipping point? Ang dapat masunod is ano ba ang kanilang usapan? At ang usapan is either freight, FOB destination or FOB shipping point. So, paano ganyan na nag-conflict siya? Kunwari, freight prepaid, tapos biglang freight prepaid siya, pero ang usapan nila is FOB destination, match pala yun. What if ang kanilang usapan ay FOB shipping point, ang dapat sumagot ay si buyer, pero ang nangyari ay freight prepaid, si seller ang nagbayad. So, mag-uusap si seller at si buyer, i-arrange nila yun. Tatandaan, payment by either party will not dictate who should ultimately shoulder the cost. So, ang masusunod is ang kanilang usapan. FOB destination ba? Si seller dapat magbayad. FOB shipping point pa, si buyer ang dapat magbayad. So, we have here the various freight terms. So, sa first column, makikita natin, freight terms. Second column, who shoulders the transportation cost. And the third column, who pays the shipper. FOB destination, freight prepaid, who shoulders the transportation cost, si seller. Sino nagbayad? Si seller. O match sila. So, walang problema. FOB shipping point, freight collect. Sino dapat mag-shoulder? Si buyer. Sino nagbayad? Si buyer. So, walang problema. In FOB destination, freight collect. So, ang dapat mag-shoulder, si seller. Pero ang nagbayad ay si buyer. So, anong gagawin ni buyer? Kasi ang dapat na magbayad ay si seller. So, ang gagawin ni buyer is that sisingilin niya si seller. Then, in FOB shipping point, freight prepaid, ang dapat mag-shoulder ng transportation ay si buyer. Pero sino ang nagbayad? Si seller. So, anong gagawin ni seller? Kasi ang dapat magbayad ay si buyer. So, sisingilin ni seller si buyer. So, for example, ng mga transactions tungkol dito sa various freight terms, sa next video, yun ang gagawin ko para makita ninyo kung paano gumawa ng journal entries. So, again, thank you for watching this video. Sana nakatulong ito para mas maunawaan ninyo ang apat na different terms. Thank you and good luck sa pag-aaral.
So, class, I need to emphasize this one. because majority of the students have difficulty, and usually dito sa part sila nagkakamali. Lalo na when you're going to go to your higher accounting, may mga ganyan na kasi. Aside from dun sa sinasabi ko mga terms na, for example, 210, mga ganyan, 515, so you should also know that. Dun sila nagkakamali. Ito yun rin yung mga part in your adjusting entry. For example, di ba? Alam naman natin na FOB shipping point kung sino dapat magbayad. So, tapos hindi naman, tas kumbaga kung si buyer pala dapat magbayad, tas si seller ang nagbayad, magkakaroon kayo ng adjustments. Di ba? So, yun, yung part na yun. So, let's proceed. May katanungan po ba doon? I hope na take note nyo yun. So, don't worry, magkakaroon tayo ng mga examples din na ganyan. Okay? But if you want to get his YouTube channel, pwede din. Or I can make YouTube channel also. So, sana nga marami akong time. So, anyway, I will try. Let's proceed to our discussion. So, our next topic natin, class, is the statement of changes in equity. Baka tapusin ko na hanggang chapter natin for our week 4. This is actually our topic for our week 4. Ayan. Wait. Ayan. So, this is our week 4. Ang milk natin, ang week 4 natin ay... So, in short, class, just do the activities dun sa, week 5 na pala to. Yung gagawin nyo within this week exercises is all the activities in your activity sheets for week 3 or MELC 3. Although dinidiscuss ko na ngayon yung for week 4, pero next week nyo pa gagawin yon. Okay? You have an ample time to do it. Alright. Pakita ko muna. So this is for your week 4. Our MELC is prepare a statement of company's equity for a single proprietorship, not a merchandising, okay? Single proprietorship. So for our objectives, the learner shall be able to demonstrate understanding the structure of a business according to its forms, present a good format of statement of company's equity, create their own structured business of sole proprietor. So if you own a sari-sari store or whatever business you have or your parents have, you can make have that as an example and make your own statement of owner's equity. So for your activities, always write surname first, class. So in the first column, determine whether the item pertains to an advantage or disadvantage. On the second column, you are to determine the related business organization item 1 has been done for you. For example, only one person owns the profit. Is it advantage? Form of business organization is single proprietorship or sole proprietorship. Kasi siyempre, kapag partnership, it can be 2 or more. Usually 2 to 5. Diba? Pag corporation, pag cooperative, mas lalo ng marami. So, in your accounting one, if I'm not mistaken, I hope na-discuss. I don't know if na-discuss. But, diba, I think I put naman the PowerPoint presentation for your accounting one. You can review. I think it is included there, the advantages and disadvantages of having a sole proprietorship from partnership up to corporation. Based doon sa natatandaan ko nung nagturo ako ng accounting. I don't know if Ma'am Rushin discussed it to you, the different advantages of the different types or forms of business organization. So, ilalagay niyo lang kung advantage ba sa or disadvantage. Okay? So in the second part, you need to identify the following statement, whether it is true or false. You just write your answer here. Class, be honest in doing this activity because majority of these activities have answer key on it. So you can self-check afterwards. You can ask your ate, your parents to check it and sign it for you. Okay? If you think, ayan, nandiyan naman yung mga sagot actually. Okay? This is for you to self-study at the same time. Self-check agad-agad without waiting for me. Okay? So, meron din akong additional na ibibigay siguro next week, although quiz na kagad natin next week. Pero siguro I will find time para at least mabigyan ko kayo ng isang activity example at the same time yung sasagutan nyo. Kasi since madidiscuss na tayo natin yung statement of owner's equity, medyo kahit paano na kumpleto na natin yung accounting cycle. And you're going to do that. Pero sa service part lang muna. So siguro if I'm going to give a journal entry problem, siguro mga 5-10 items. Then sa adjusting 3 items, parang ganun. Para at least madali ninyong ma-solve. Or in a short period of time, you can easily give me the answer. Kasi kapag when I give an item, kung isosolve mo talaga, I only give 1 hour. And so far naman na-solve naman nila. Nakadepende kasi din sa number of items na ibibigay mo. Okay? So, lahat yan, class, you're going to answer it for your week 4. Okay? So, meron din problem solving. Ayan. So, kung mapapansin nyo, may mga nakikita kayong retained earnings. Ayan. So, usually kasi hindi lang basta saan ba ginagamit yung mga ganyan. So, usually sa mga merchandising business. Ayan. Okay. Pero kapag mga sole proprietorship lang, ano lang, simple lang ang statement of owner's equity. Ayan. Example niyan is may huwan capital. Diba? And then yung drawing. Sa ano naman kasi yung income and expenses naman kasi net income or net loss na lang kaagad ang ilalagay mo dyan eh. Diba? Ayan o, pansinin nyo, napakasimple. Net income na kaagad. Beginning capital, kung meron kang beginning capital, these are the capital you have, lalo na kung may previous year ka na, ito yung natira sa capital mo. Ilalagay mo dyan. I-add mo yung net income, total income mo, kung may withdrawal ka. Ito yung ending capital, which will be carried over to the next accounting period sa 2021. So, ganun lang. Simple. Okay? So, let's proceed. For your statement of changes in equity, the content standard is the learner demonstrate an understanding of the forms of business organizations, namely single proprietorship, partnership, and corporation, and the structure of a statement of comprehensive equity, or changes in equity, rather, of a single proprietorship that will equip him or her in the preparation of the said financial report. Excuse me. For the performance standards, the learner shall be able to solve exercises and problems that require preparations of a statement of changes in equity for a single proprietorship. Discuss the different forms of business organization for your learning competencies, and of course, to prepare on statement in changes or in equity for a single proprietorship. So we have different forms of business organization. Ayan. So in this case, 4 ang nabanggit. Okay? Sole proprietorship, you have 1 owner. Partnership, you have 2 or more. Corporation, 5 or more. And cooperative, 15 or more. Okay? So the name of the owner is sole, or the sole owner. Partners, pagtawag naman doon. Corporation naman, ang tawag sa owner is stockholders or shareholders. Sa cooperative naman are members. With the types, Wala siya kasi sa sole proprietorship, ikaw lang kasi ang solo. Sa partnership, general, limited, corporation, public, private, and non-profit. Diba? Public corporation, private corporation, non-profit corporation. Cooperative, consumer, producer, or worker. Management of the business, owner or may hire somebody. Depende. Sa partnership naman, owners or may hire managers. Sa corporation, the board of directors and operating management. Sa cooperative naman, board of directors and operating management. So termination of business is of course the death of owner. Sa sole proprietorship yan. Sa partnership, death or withdrawal of a partner. Next is sa corporation naman, as stated in the article of incorporation, not to exceed 50 years can be extended for 50 years. So, dapat hanggang 50 years lang siya. So, matidetermine if the board or of directors or the stockholders or shareholders will not continue, automatic hanggang 50 years lang siya. Pero kung they will continue naman, pwede naman nilang i-extend yun. Ipafile lang nila ulit yun. Then, in cooperative, as stated in the article of corporation, not to exceed 50 years also, and also can be extended for another 50 years. So, how to create it? Registration of owner, partnership, drafting the articles of co-partnership. So, dito, sa articles ito, ilalagay doon yung mga tawag doon. Ilalagay nyo kung paano hatian sa income, sa losses, yung mga terms niyo as partners. Paano ba to? 50, 20, 20, ganyan. So, kasi we have a partnership and corporation law. So, whether your courses is magbi-business ad ka, being accountancy student ka, or nasa field ka ng under business administration na part, marketing, whatever major you have, you take, mayroon tayong meron kayong subject na law on partnership and corporation. Meron din kayo negotiable instruments. Ang kapal po ng libro na yon. Meron kayong obligation and contracts. You need to study this laws and contracts class because you are about to engage in business. Diba? Sabi nga na ignorance of the law excuses no one. So, as a business owner someday, as a manager someday, as an accountant someday, you should know the law. Okay? And of course, as my student, I'm going to teach you the right way. Okay? You can be a business owner, a sole proprietor, even at your age. So, I don't know. We will try to make a blog about that. Or siguro part of our discussion on how to register your business. Diba? Siguro, if not ngayon, sa second sem on your entrepreneurship. Kasi that is part of the topic. Ayan. Anyway, sa corporation naman is drafting the article of drafting the articles of incorporation. Same then, drafting the articles of cooperation or cooperative. So, government agency assigned primarily to regulate. So, dito, in sole proprietorship, if you go to register it, you need to register it to the Department of Trade and Industry. Partners, same then, Department of Trade and Industry. Dito naman sa Exchange, Security and Exchange Commission. And sa cooperative naman, Cooperative Development Authority. So, the transfer of ownership is selling, transferring the business under a new owner. Okay? Sa partners naman, selling, transferring the business with consent of the other partners and amendments to article. So dito kasi, kung sole proprietorship ka, wala kang masyadong pwedeng, kumbaga, decision mo if you want to transfer it or not. Okay? Pero kapag partners kayo, dapat there should be a consent. Pero please be reminded, class, na huwag kayong papayag na partnership, kunwari, tas walang black and white. Partnership, tas nakaregister siya ng sole proprietorship. Huwag kayong ganun papayag. Kasi mahirap, lalo na sa business, mahirap pag ganun. Yung magiging tawag doon setup. So, much better na lang to put up and become a sole proprietorship para sa yung decision, sa'yo lahat. Pag may income sa'yo lahat, yun nga lang, pag may losses, disadvantage, sa'yo din lahat. Diba? Dito naman sa partners, it's okay as long as talagang maayos na yung mga tawag doon, yung mga gusto ninyong mangyari as partners. Kasi pag sa business talaga, usually walang pamilya dyan. Okay? It's better na may black and white to serve as your guide na rin. Diba? Para walang sisihan, walang atrasan. Diba? Kasi at least meron kayong black and white na this is what we have agreed. If one party will disobey the agreement, then it's better to terminate. Diba? Or it's better to withdraw your partnership with your partners. So, in this, dito also, sabi nga dyan, di ba, with consent of other partners. So, dito sa draft ng ninyo, sa drafting the articles of co-partnership, naka-indicate din dito kung what if malugi yung company or business, who will be the one to shoulder? Diba? Same as how much is investment. What if kumita naman, how much is the profit that each of the members or each of the partners will receive? So we use partners kapag partnership. Okay? So dito, the transfer of ownership is when you sell the stocks. Sa cooperative naman is you cannot transfer membership. Okay? How about the liability of owners? So of course, dito, unlimited. Siyempre, ikaw lang mag-isa eh. Automatic ikaw lang. Then, may liable kung whatever it is that will happen to your business. Pag partners, limited. It can be limited or it can be unlimited. It depends on the agreement or the drafting of the articles of co-partnership. Dito naman, it is limited to the stocks owned. So the more stocks, the more powerful you are. The lesser stocks, the less voice you have. Okay? Limited to capital contribution. Kasi nakadepende dito kasi yung dividend mo dun sa ininvest mo din. Okay? Yung capital. Next, taxation. Taxation is business income is taxed as part of owner's income. So kung for example, may regular salary ka na kunwari, automatic madadagdagan yan. Kung dati, mayroon ka ng napapatawan ka na ng income tax, so ito, hindi siya nakaseparate. Kasama siya dun sa part of your owner's income. Okay? Kasi once na i-register mo yung business sa BIR, sa Alaminos nga pala, so kapag magre-register ka, ikaw mismo talaga ang pupunta doon. Okay? You're only given 2 months para ma-register sa BIR yung business mo. Anyway, let's proceed. So sa taxation naman sa partnership, business income is taxed as part of partner's income. Okay, dito owners, dito partner's income. So it will be divided. Okay? It depends on the percentage kung napag-usapan din sa drafting the articles. Okay? Corporation naman is for double taxation. Cooperative enjoys tax exemption. Okay? So, exempted sa cooperative. Next is profit sharing. Profit goes to owner only. Profit shared by partners as stipulated in the article. So, kung 50-50 ang usapan doon sa partners, 50-50 ang hatian. Next is a corporation. Not all profit distributed. Profit given is called dividend. Same as sa cooperative, dividend din po yung tinatawag. Okay? May question po ba tayo dito? So this is just to summarize, no, the difference between the four forms or different business organizations according to ownership. Okay? So, in the statement of changes in equity, these are usually the transactions and these are the effects on owner's equity. Kung naalala mo, si plus or minus, plus, ito yun sa isang example. Number 1, additional investment or contribution to the business by the owner. The effect on owner's equity is increased. Remember, pag nag-invest ka, if you heard the, kunwari, this is si Bayan invested 300,000 to laminate business o bakery. So automatic, there is an increase in capital. Di ba? Every time na mag-invest, increase in capital yan. Okay? Withdrawal from the business, but the owner. Decrease ang, ano yan, ang effect niyan. Okay? Why? Kasi, you withdraw a money for your personal personal purposes. Next, earning of profit by the business, ang effect po niyan is increase. Kasi take note, we add net income, we deduct net loss. Diba? We do not include yung mismong word na income, whatever, yung revenue, yung mismong expenses. Ang ina-add natin, class, is ano kasi, parang kasi ganito yan, ang formula, capital plus or minus net income. Diba? Less withdrawal. Parang ganon. Okay? Incurred of loss by the business decrease. So, ito naman yung kung net loss. Ang lumitaw dun sa pag-prepare ng statement of comprehensive income. So, this is an example of a statement of changes in equity. Take note of the, ito usually kayo nagkakamali din dito. Saan nga, saan ginagamit yung as of? Saan ginagamit yung for the year ended? Saan din ginagamit yung for the period ending? So, ayan. Okay? So, ito lang naman usually nababago dyan sa mga financial statement. Yung dito na part. Okay? Ayan. So, next is, this is how you prepare for your statement of changes in equity. The initial capital of your previous year. So, for example, ano yung initial investment mo nung patayo ka ng business mo? Kaya nga sabi ko, nung naalala niyo marketing class, you will not put there kung 200 pesos, yung pinag-ambagan-ambagan nyo, 1,000 pesos, hindi mo yon ilalagay sa income statement. It should be here in your statement of changes in equity kasi that is a capital. Okay? O add or deduct. I-add mo if the result of your income statement is net income, you will minus naman if the result is net loss or if the expenses is higher than the income. Okay? So, kapag minus, kapag plus, ganito, kapag minus, you put an open and close parenthesis indicating that you need to subtract it. Okay? Or indicating that it is net loss. Next is beginning capital. Print then. Add additional investment if you have an additional investment. If wala naman, then just zero. Then, less your withdrawal, owner's withdrawal, then ending in owner's equity or changes in equity. Okay? So, ganun lang kasimple. Do you have any questions, class? So, it's already 11:03 p.m. You still have 27 minutes to do the activities in your week 3 or in your month 3. And For the submission of output, you have until Thursday. You have until Tuesday to submit it. Okay? Next week, since na-discuss ko na yung statement of changes in equity, what do you want? Do you want me to have an advanced discussion or allot the time to do the statement of changes in equity activities for your MELC 4? And of course, just review na lang din for your summative test number 2, which ang coverage naman nun is, of course, yung latter part up to the changes in equity. What do you want, class? I can also give you a problem wherein you will start from journal entry, prepare the trial balance, transferring it to the ledger para makapag-prepare ng trial balance. Then you will have an adjusting entry, prepare an income, adjusting entry and an adjusted trial balance, prepare an income statement, a balance sheet, or changes in equity in your worksheet. Then afterwards, class, you will prepare the proper format of the financial statements, the 3 financial statements. Kasi yung MELC 4, yung susunod natin na topic is yung another type of financial statement, which is the statement of cash flow. So these statements are very significant because all of these statements are related in preparation of your business plan. Usually, kung hindi lang ako ang advisor ninyo, isa ito sa mga itatanong ko na part. Ang tututukan na part. Okay? Yan. May katanungan po ba, class? Clear? Yes, Jonathan?
Ma'am, gagawa po ba kayo ng folder na pagsasubmitan po yung week 3 po, ma'am?
Yes. Gagawa ko ng pagsasubmitan. Pati week 4, malay mo, may mag-advance. Okay?
Thank you
Yung
po.
yung template natin, parang applied economics template, ha? Mag-prepare na kayo ng ganon kasi hihingin ko. Pero doon sa template, dapat naka-check na yung yung mga may ma-answer key. Alam niyo naman lagi yon. May answer key naman na part. Kasi yung ibang mga parents, nagtatanong sila, kumusta po yung, be honest class in answering. Okay? Yung iba kasi, copy-paste lang. Tapos pag in-assess ko naman yung assess na mismong sa akin manggagaling yung tanong, walang answer key na malalaman. So, nalalaman ko dun kung talagang kinopya lang o hindi. O siya talaga ang sumagot. Okay? So, these activities is for you to practice, to memorize the accounting title needed. Hindi lang yan basta-basta pahirap sa inyo kasi talagang itong subject is talagang mahirap. You really need to practice a lot. And for you to easily answer all the problems, class, you need to memorize. Sabi nga nila, practice makes perfect. Diba? Okay. So, yun. Meron bang violent reaction? Meron bang kayong hihilingin na, ma'am, sana 2 exercises lang? O okay lang sa inyo yon? Take note ha, ang sasagutan lang po this week is the MELC 3. Diniscuss ko lang yung part na statement of changes in equity. Kasi we still have time naman. Okay? May tanong? May request kayo? Kasi ayokong nagra-run kayo. Ang dami-dami naman ang pinapagawa ni ma'am. Okay? May tanong po ba?
Ma'am,
Yes, Angeline?
ano po yung pinagkaiba ng miscellaneous income sa comprehensive, other comprehensive income?
There are income kasi na pwede nyong mag-gather. For example, it can be interest income. So usually, pag nilalagay nilang other income, kumbaga wala silang nilagay na accounting title ng income na yan, pero nag-earn siya. Okay? So miscellaneous income naman, of course, doon sa mga miscellaneous na, for example, no, kapag kunwari, ang industry mo is education industry, may-ari ka ng school. Di ba meron kayong binabayaran miscellaneous fees? Di ba? Sa inyo, na nagbabayad miscellaneous fees yon. Sa kanila, miscellaneous fees din yon in the form of income sa kanila yon. Sa kanyo, miscellaneous expense yon, di ba? Kasi magbabayad kayo sa tuition fee. Depende kung anong nakalagay dun sa miscellaneous expenses. Sometimes nandun yung laboratory, sometimes nandun yung ID. Depende kasi. Depende sa type of company kung anong ilalagay nila as miscellaneous expenses. So as the owner of the university, miscellaneous fees or miscellaneous income, sa amin yon. Okay? Other income, it can be, for example, sa isang company, usually nagre-recycle sila. For example, kung sa school, kunwari lang. O sige, sa akin na lang, kunwari. So, I have this, di ba, may bakery. Di ba, may mga, dahil madalas kaming bumibili ng mga lard, ng mga harina, ganyan, di ba, meron kaming mga balde. Yan. So, yung mga balde na yun, class, binibenta ko rin yun. Then, aside from dun sa earn namin dun sa tinapay, we can put the money that we earned from selling the balde in the, kasi may bumibili eh. Selling the balde na bilog and the sako ng harina, we can treat it as an income. O di ba may mga soft drinks din. For example, if you own a sari-sari store, tapos tinatapon nila yung mga plastic bottles, di ba? And you know that you can sell that plastic bottles if inipon mo. Even the Tansan, 14 pesos yata ang kilo nun sa junk shop. That is in the form of income. Tama? You can put it other income. Kung ayaw mong bigyan ng, what do you call this? Bigyan ng exact accounting title. Kasi take note class, you will be the one to put your own accounting title sa chart of account na tinatawag. Okay? Do you have any questions? Thank you for that question, Angeline. How about the others? May katanungan po ba, class?
Wala, sabihin ko lang, para maganda po yung suggestion niya na ma'am, yung from general journal to
Ay, yun talaga ang gagawin ko. In-explain ko, kailangan ko lang kasing ma-explain muna. Yung cash flow kasi hindi nyo pa magagamit yun eh. Pero usually sa accounting title kasi, ang very concern lang dyan is yung tatlo, yung statement of financial position, statement of changes in equity, saka yung income statement. Yung pa lang yung sa accounting title. Kapag gagawa naman kayo ng business plan class, dyan na mahalaga yung tawag dun. Yung next na i-discuss natin, yung statement of cash flow. So, can we have an agreement that I'm going to give you a problem? Aside from these activities, then we will tackle it on our next session since nakapag-session na tayo in advance. Do you want that, class? Ito, yun nga lang, extra gawain talaga to. You may or you may not do it, but I challenge you to do it.
Gawin or hindi mo.
Ha?
Yung may choice na gawin or hindi mo.
You have a choice to do it, but I'm going to tackle it on our next session. Not the cash flow muna. Advance naman kasi kayo. Ayan. Kasi ang problem kasi, hindi kayo nagkaroon ng complete accounting cycle problem in your accounting one. So this time, I'm going to give you Since napag-aralan niyo na on how to prepare, right? The statement of financial position, income, etc. Don't worry, simple problem lang muna ang ibibigay ko. Sa susunod, pahirapan natin. Parang every session magkakaroon kayo ng ganong klaseng problem. Hanggang sa mahasa ninyo or makumpleto ninyo yung accounting cycle. Kumbaga, gamay na niyo na. And this time, service business. Then sa mga susunod, merchandising naman. Then sa mga susunod, bibigyan ko na kayo ng mga trick question. Meron na kayong makikita FOB destination, meron na kayong makikita 210, mga ganun, mga iba't ibang terms. Ayan. Pero don't worry, I will not give you naman something that I haven't discussed. Okay? This is just a test whether you really understand the accounting 1. And of course, you can easily prepare the financial statements which is being discussed here in accounting 2. Kasi take note, meron pa kayong business finance by next sem. And very significant yung accounting 1 and accounting 2. Same as dun sa business plan. Okay? So, do we agree na lahat? Or choice lang? Basta I will give a problem. And is it okay ba sa inyo na yun ang itackle natin next week? Since I already tackled the supposed to be, what do you call this? The supposed to be discussion for next week, which is the statement of changes in equity. Si Brex lang ba estudyante ko? How about si Kayabyab, si Jame, Anuran, Mundero, Irol, Mary Jane, Kyla. So, yun na lang sabi ni Brex. Dahil gusto niya. I will give. It's up to you if you're going to answer it or not. It's a challenge for you. Hanap ka din ng pagkain. It's a challenge for you whether you will try to answer a simple question.
Go Brex.
Simple lang siya. This is also one way to assess whether may natutunan kayo sa previous na mga naituro ko sa inyo. Okay? And maybe this is also one way to determine who am I going to. Kasi kaya ako nagbibigay na ng ganito class. Kasi pumipili na rin ako ng pwede pong ilaban for ABM Cup. Dapat nga, nung grade 11 pa nagsimula ang training. Ayan. Kasi mas mahihirap ang tanong dun. Okay? Kasi from as early as this, I'm going to give you reviewers in preparation for the ABM Cup. Okay? And usually, those students who qualify for the ABM Cup, sila usually ang nakaka-receive sa akin ng full scholarship from Kingfisher. Ayan. Usually, sila ang pina-priority namin. Okay? So, that's all. Kung wala na pong question, wala na po ba kayong question? So, that's all, class. Let's end this meeting. Will you please open your cam? Put a screenshot. Ayan. Sino kaya ang kakasa sa challenge ni Ma'am Sibayan? Ayan. So, usually, nung si Sir Galano pa yung acting, OIC, basta assistant principal namin, siya class, before you graduate, parang may exit point siya, ganon, binibigyan kayo ng exit point, yun yung katulad ng ibibigay ko, a problem, you will solve it until the preparation of financial statement. Okay? Okay? Wait lang, i-stop lang natin. Okay, paki-screenshot na lang. Smile. Hindi ko makita ang sarili ko. Ay, sorry. Ako pala yan. Nakadapa pala yung camera ko naman. Ayan. Walang lipstick si madam. 1, 2, 3, smile class. Yan. Goodbye and see you next week. Thank you.
Thank you po, ma'am.
Bye.
Thank you,
Salamat
ma'am.
Thank you po,
kayo.
ma'am. Thank you po, ma'am.